We're hearing what the victim's family has to say about it.
And rescue crews pulled more bodies from the rubble of this collapsed building. Plus, a survivor shares her story.
And a fight over free speech. It's pitting leaders in one Carolina county against Google. We begin, though, with breaking news tonight. Former police officer Derek Chauvin sentenced to 22.5 years behind bars for the murder of George Floyd.
Judge Peter Cahill said he didn't base his sentence on sympathy or public opinion, said it was not an attempt to send a message. Prosecutors had asked him for a minimum of 30 years, while Chauvin's legal team wanted probation. Floyd's family wanted the judge to give a longer sentence.
It's difficult to see anyone lose their freedom, but seeing somebody lose their life through torture over 9.5 minutes is incomparably worse.
It's 22-year sentence they gave this man. It's a slap on the wrist. We serving a life sentence for not having them in our life. And that hurts me to death.
Chauvin has been in a maximum security prison since he was convicted, segregated from other inmates for his own safety. With good behavior, he could serve about 2/3 of his sentence and then be released on parole.
We are continuing to follow breaking news in Surfside, Florida. That's where rescue crews pulled 3 bodies from the wreckage of that collapsed building overnight. Nearly 160 people still remain unaccounted for. Laura Podesta has the story.
Heavy cranes and excavators tugged and moved large chunks of the collapsed building before rescue crews with buckets moved in to pick through smaller pieces looking for signs of life.
We're on search and rescue. Full speed ahead on search and rescue. And you ask, why do we have hope? We have hope because that's what our search and rescue team tells us, that they have hope.
In the building's underground parking garage, teams are tunneling into the wreckage after dogs and microphones picked up banging noises. Residents' belongings still cling to the sides of the exposed 12-story building. It's a risk to rescue workers below, who are also dealing with small fires and rain. Forensic inspectors wonder if something under the beachside building triggered the collapse, specifically salt water that may have corroded the steel anchoring the building to the sandbar. One resident who lived just feet from the collapsed wing says the garage was often flooded.
It was always wet, even when it was dry out, and you kind of wondered, where did that water come from?
Friends and family members of the missing have posted these photos and flowers and candles close to the collapsed site. Many are still holding out hope. Near the scene, there were prayers for the missing and for healing. The family of Judy Spiegel says they're prepared to stay here as long as it takes.
We love her so much, and we're going to see her soon.
And heartbreaking news from the family of Stacy Fang. Her 15-year-old son, Jonah, was pulled from the wreckage shortly after the collapse and told rescuers his mom was with him in the condo. Friday, the family confirmed she did not survive. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Surfside, Florida.
Now, that building collapse is also a homicide scene, and Metro-Dade police homicide detectives are leading the investigation. And the first civil suit in that disaster has been filed.
New tonight, Henderson County is trying to take on big tech, they say. Commissioners there claim a video of their most recent meeting was taken down from YouTube, and they say that violates freedom of speech. 7 News' Melanie Palmer fills us in on what was in that video that sparked this conversation.
Leaders with Henderson County believe big tech is violating freedom of speech. It all started with one of their posted meetings on YouTube being removed, and now they have a plan to boycott Google.
I'm here to talk about the dangers of the COVID vaccine.
I have friends whose children are injured by vaccines.
Unverified claims from Henderson County residents about the safety of the COVID-19 vaccine.
The biggest atrocity is coercing humans to allow gene-altering and toxic materials to be injected in good faith.
These are just some of the people who spoke up during the county's latest Board of Commissioners meeting. As usual, the entire meeting was posted to YouTube.
It's ridiculous.
Anti-American, anti-freedom.
And that's when this controversy began.
Video was taken down. We received a notice from YouTube indicating that the content of the video was not acceptable to their standards.
Chairman of the Henderson County Board, William Lapsley, says they were told those standards violated were during the public comment period over misinformation about the vaccine. Lapsley tells us the commissioners believe it's violating freedom of speech.
The commissioners voted unanimously to notify YouTube that we would no longer use their platform.
Other than using a different domain to post their meetings, they're also directing Henderson County school leaders to scout out alternative sources for Chromebooks that don't support Google.
Will we make any difference? Probably not, but we think the citizens of Henderson County have a right to be heard.
And while some people walking the streets of downtown Hendersonville say YouTube has every right to take the video down, others like Jesse Barrett believe the county's response is over the top.
Of all the misinformation out there, this is what they're worried about.
And we did hear back from a spokesperson with YouTube. They tell us in part since the pandemic began, they've established clear policies to prevent the spread of misinformation, adding they don't allow content that claims the vaccines have killed people, such as the one included in the Henderson County channel that has been removed. In Henderson County, Melanie Palmer, 7 News.
Remember, the leaders with the CDC say COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. A spokesperson with YouTube tells 7 News they do make exceptions for content that has sufficient countervailing context.
Your first look at weather tonight. The weekend is here. Weather not too bad, at least for starters. We're quiet out there this evening, but increasing moisture coming in from the east is going to drive our dew points up. It's going to make it feel stickier out there, and it's going to mean some pop-up storms in the afternoons next 2 days. 74 in Greenville, that sticks out. Everybody else is in the 60s across the area. Look for temperatures to be mostly in the 60s tomorrow morning, a few 50s in the mountains. Skies are going to be cloudy to start the day, and we'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine during the day with highs in the 80s and an isolated a widely scattered storm or two possible. We'll have a full look at your weekend outlook in just a little bit.
Thanks, Dan. We are learning more about what led up to a shooting that left a Greenville man dead near Legacy Park and what happened after the suspect was killed. 7 News has obtained surveillance video of both incidents and 911 audio. Now, you should know that parts of this story may be difficult to watch. Whit Oliver was shot and killed while riding his bike by Legacy Park on Mother's Day. Authorities identified the suspect as Jeffrey Mark Murray. 911 audio shows that 3 people had called police about Murray in the months leading up to the shooting. Just a few minutes after Oliver was killed, Murray was pulled over by police at the fire station on Verde Boulevard. And after about a minute and a half, backup arrives and several officers close in on him, guns drawn. You can see it right there. According to the police chief, Murray got out of the car with a gun and he and officers exchanged fire. Now, Murray died a short time later. Police said Oliver was on the phone with 911 and had identified Murray right before he was shot and killed. And Oliver had also called police about Murray just 5 days before the shooting.
Well, this is someone that walks through the neighborhood and that has verbally threatened me and threatened me with pepper spray while I'm riding my bicycle around the neighborhood, and walks through the neighborhood, I would say, almost daily.
The Greenville Police Department declined to comment. The officer-involved shooting remains under investigation by state agents. Well, the Oconee County Sheriff's Office needs your help to solve a deadly shooting. Investigators say Danny Smith was reported missing by his wife Wednesday night after she was unable to contact him. They say he was bush hogging a field on Coffee Road in Westminster, and Smith was later found slumped over the steering wheel of his tractor. Authorities say he was shot in the back. His sister hopes your help will lead to answers.
I would just really love for our community here to come forth. If you know anything, come to my house and talk to me.
And again, if you do know anything about this case, you are asked to contact the Oconee County Sheriff's Office.
We're learning new details about that triple shooting in Gaffney last night at the Limestone Court Apartments complex about 10 o'clock. Officers say they found 2 people at the scene and another person away from the property later on. People who were in the complex say all 3 victims are young men.
I heard them say boom, 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 boom. But you know, a lot of people thought it was firecrackers though, but it wasn't. It was gunshot. And by the time I came, you know what I mean, like the little two little homies that I know, I seen them laying out. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy last night.
Gaffney police say the shooting investigation is ongoing. Governor McMaster announced his vetoes for the state's nearly $11 billion budget. He has 15 to send to lawmakers. In them, 226 earmarked appropriations worth about $150 million. These line items are usually in the budget for local projects, and the governor says some of them lack details on how the money would be spent. Governor wants more transparency.
And I call on the General Assembly to consider my proposal to create public merit-based competitive grant processes for these types of appropriations.
Lawmakers will be back Tuesday to vote on the governor's 15 vetoes.
Coming up next at 11, sunflowers. It's a festival favorite, and all your dollars go to local nonprofits. We'll tell you where you can immerse yourself in this flower favorite.
Plus, rural farmland disappearing. Developers are snatching it up. The story is just ahead.
And warmer, more humid air starts to settle in tomorrow. A sign of things to come. We'll have a full look at your 7-day forecast straight ahead.
A sunflower festival will support local nonprofits. It's happening this weekend in Anderson. 7 News' Olivia Parsons shows us the details.
The 6th annual Soul Sunflower Festival is coming back to Anderson this weekend with 100% of the proceeds benefiting local nonprofits here in the upstate. From 10 in the morning until 5 at night, volunteers will be out at the Soul Sunflower Field working to put on another successful festival. Free parking, no admission fee. According to event organizer Danielle Roberts, it's an opportunity to get outdoors, buy some flowers, and support several great causes.
The money that we raise from this fundraiser is donated to the Foothills Community Foundation here in Anderson, and then they are the ones who distribute it to area agencies and organizations.
One of those programs is for the Special Olympics in Anderson County.
We have seen these athletes just blossom with the fellowship, the camaraderie, the learning opportunities, the good physical fitness opportunities that has been provided to them.
But Coach Elliot Hallman says that can't be done without funding. Thanks to the Sunflower Festival, he gets to see his nephew George pursue his passion for sports.
But they've also brought attention to these stories, to these voices, to these efforts that are made possible because of their funding.
Which is the same story for the Bridge Center, an inpatient drug rehabilitation center for men.
That money goes directly towards our general funds to help. At that time, it helped us open the doors. Now it just helps somebody who can't pay for treatment be able to have an opportunity of getting better.
Robert says it's all about giving back to the community.
We're just trying to do what we can to support other people and families.
And if you can't make it to this weekend's event, the festival will be back next weekend, July 3rd and 4th. Reporting in Anderson, Olivia Parsons, 7 News.
Flowers look amazing. A bundle of them would cost you $10. T-shirts, $35.
More people are moving to the upstate, which means more development, but some are trying to protect the land for farming. Eddie Martin says in about 16 years, 280,000 acres of farmland in South Carolina has been developed. He's the district leader of Oconee's Soil and Water Conservation, and he says farming is becoming a lost trade. Many farmers have resorted to selling their land.
I think it's become easier to do something else. I mean, farming is hard work. It's pretty much daylight to dark if you're making a living at it. So that appeal was lost.
Anyone who owns land and wants to protect it from being converted can buy a conservation easement, which would make them the owner of the development rights. Well, Greenville County Soil and Water is working to teach residents fun ways to test their soil health. They're partnering with the Greenville County Library System to host the Soil Health Challenge. Neighbors will bury a pair of 100% cotton undies in their soil and leave them for 60 days to see how the material breaks down. Quite a talker there, huh? Conservationists say the healthier the soil, the easier it will be to manage your land.
Trying to improve the health of your soil makes land management so much easier. If you have healthy soil, you don't need to use so much fertilizer. If you have healthy soil, so that means that you have dense soil life. You have beautiful like black soil instead of so much clay.
And if you have healthy soil, that means that underwear actually deteriorates over those 60 days. The challenge, by the way, begins tomorrow, and we have the link to join and more information on WSPA.com.
Also starting tomorrow, more humid air arriving into the area. Today, the third day of actually low humidity for this time of year, although we were a little warmer than the past couple days, checking in the lower 80s across the upstate northeastern Georgia and parts of western North Carolina too, in the western mountains and in the foothills, but otherwise upper 70s. And I think we'll tack on another couple degrees to these readings tomorrow. But we're also going to see the humidity increase. So that's going to make it feel warmer than just say a 2 or 3 degree increase in the temperatures would. But that humidity will react with the heat. We'll get some of that rising air in the afternoon to create some clouds and perhaps some showers and some thunderstorms, at least on a pop-up basis. Isolated to widely scattered in nature, so not everybody's going to see them. Keep that in mind if you've got outdoor plans. Most folks are going to be okay, but to be in a position to where if you hear thunder, you can get indoors at least and wait it out. Staying warm, too. In fact, we're going to see seasonably warm conditions in the days ahead. Quiet weather across the western Carolinas and northeastern Georgia right now. Some showers in eastern North Carolina moving to the north and gradually weakening. We did see some showers get a little farther west than that during the course of the day. On the leading edge of some moisture that will be moving from east to west. It's going to cloud us up overnight, and it's also going to boost our surface level moisture as well, and that's the stuff that is going to make it feel muggy and create the potential for some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms tomorrow. 74 in downtown Greenville. That's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb because we're mainly in the mid 60s elsewhere, a couple upper 60s, Clemson and Elberton, but we're 65 now in Spartanburg and Union, 64s Rutherford, Gaffney, Lawrence, Greenwood, Asheville, and Franklin. Some lower 60s around Hendersonville and Brevard. We're mainly going to be in the 60s tomorrow morning, a little bit milder in the past few mornings. Our drop in temperatures will probably be shut off by increasing clouds. In fact, these numbers in some spots are going to be higher than what our lows will be because as those clouds will move in, temperatures are going to sneak up a couple degrees. Look for the clouds to give way to some sunshine, and we'll be around 80, a few lower 80s at lunchtime with mid 80s for high temperatures tomorrow. The mountains more likely to see widespread 50s and a few 60-degree readings to start the day. You'll climb into the 70s and some lower 80s by the end of the day. We'll also have that potential for a few isolated storms. We start off with some clouds. The clouds break. We go to partly sunny skies. We can see the atmosphere kind of percolate, and we get 1 or 2 showers or thunderstorms that'll actually be moving from south to north. That will fizzle out as we go into the evening. Some clouds Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, random showers and thunderstorms once again across the south and east. So clouds thickening up tonight, lows mainly in the mid 60s, upper 50s in the mountains. For your 7 on 7, mid 80s the next couple days with a mix of clouds and sun and some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, at least on an isolated or widely scattered basis. So not everybody's going to see them day to day. A lesser chance of a storm, but still a chance Monday. A little extra sun puts us back into the upper 80s, and we'll probably see a few upper 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, but we'll be back into the mid 80s as I think we'll see an increase in coverage of any showers and thunderstorms for late in the week. That'll shave a couple degrees off those high temperatures. Lower 80s in the mountains through the weekend with lows in the mid 60s, and keep an eye out for a few random storms in our afternoons. Chances will probably be a little bit higher a little bit later next week.
Very summery pattern coming.
Certainly.
All right, Dan, thank you.
Coming up next, Issaqueena Falls. It's the star attraction in one upstate county, and we'll take you there in our special report, Wild Carolina.
Plus, it had to feel a little lonely for this ACC team today at the College World Series. Pete Yannity will have that for us in sports. In tonight's Wild Carolina, we visit a waterfall with a story for the ages.
Yeah, of all the 100 or so waterfalls in Oconee County, our Ben Hoover shows us why it's the one with the royal name that may be its star attraction.
I counted one. You're in the lead, though.
This scenic spot is something you'll likely hear first and see second.
It's 100 feet straight down from here.
But what you see when you reach it, you realize this walk in the Walhalla wilderness is well worth it.
I can see why Issaqueena didn't jump.
These falls bear a name that's not only fun to say, but comes with a story. And like all great legends, this one is steeped in romance, starring a Cherokee maiden named Issaqueena and the man she loved.
Cherokee Princess Issaqueena was running away from someone trying to catch her.
The story goes that chase came to a dramatic climax at this point, overlooking the falls. Issaqueena, trying to warn her lover of an impending attack on his village, was being pursued by her Native American tribal leaders.
They thought she jumped over the falls, but she actually hid under the falls. It's uphill all the way, and it's a pretty good hike.
The path that leads to Issaqueena's hideout spot is rough and steep, but if you make it to the bottom, well, the view needs no words. It's perfect for pictures, and the rush of the water drowns out any sound, except for this group of teenagers here to take it all in.
There's a little spot under the waterfall where you can sort of sit under and, cool off a little bit. It is absolutely gorgeous.
In Oconee County, for Wild Carolina, Ben Hoover, 7 News.
You know, a lot of the names in this area can be traced to Issaqueena and her fateful trip. Many of the landmarks she passed, she noted as distances: Mile Creek, 6 Mile, 3 and 20, and 96, among others. That's where Ben says the town of 96 got its name.
They were letting the footballs fly at a local high school stadium. We'll show you that just ahead.